What is happening, and welcome to Photography Talk episode 138. Now friends, ahead in this week's edition of Photography Talk is some very exciting news from Canon, which recently released a firmware update for the EOS R3. Now, one would describe this update as speed. Now in other news, OM Digital Solutions has a new camera on the horizon. It is called the OM5. Now, will this be worth the successor of the Olympus OM5 Mark III? Man, first of all, that's a mouthful. But if you ordered a Z9, you might see your camera on your doorsteps pretty soon. How soon will that be? Well, we're going to dive into that here in a moment here as well. But first, friends, look, there's that whole YouTube algorithm that we have to address. You see, YouTube really tracks in terms of what you're doing with these videos. And so if you find some value with these videos, by hitting that like button down below, that quick little action of you hitting that like button, it really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm. And it also tells us as a brand that all the hard work that we're putting together in these consistent news nuggets or these videos that are kind of breaking down the hottest tips every single week, that you like them. So we do appreciate that feedback as well. That said, let's jump into this week's news. Now, normally we don't talk about firmware updates because they usually are not very exciting, but Canon just released a massive EOS R3 update that is it's pretty impressive. Now, the key component of this update is to the camera's high-speed continuous shooting capabilities. The R3 can now shoot up to 190 frames per second. Yeah, that is impressive. Now, the camera can capture image at the speed in various formats, including JPEG, HEIF, and RAW, according to Canon. At 195 frames per second, the camera can capture between 2 and 50 photos in a single burst. So, obviously, this is clearly going to be a camera that sports photographers, wildlife photographers, this camera has your name all over you. But the new firmware update wasn't isolated to just continuous shooting speed either. It also gives a boost to the R3's video capabilities, which now include HD video up to 240p. Not too shabby, right? Now, so if you've been on the fence about getting a R3, this update might just be enough to convince you to finally hit that buy button. And so you can check the description below for a link if you want to pick up one of these bad boys. And actually also the R5 right here got some nice upgrades as well, which I just upgraded the firmware this morning, so I haven't really had the time to go playing around with it myself. But to my understanding, there's a few things, or actually two things that really stood out for me on this. First, you get longer recording time. So apparently you're supposed to get up to 45 minutes 8K 30p and up to 60 minutes 4K 60p. And then also the big one, so if you do any sort of hand holding your R5 like this, they fixed the stabilization. So I'm sorry, let me take a step back. If you ever shoot with your R5 with a wide angle lens, you might notice that with the stabilization on, you're good. But if there's buildings and trees in the background, they get all sorts of wobbliness, and it's absolutely horrible. So apparently this firmware update is supposed to take care of that as well. So over the course of the next week, I'll be playing around with it, and I'll definitely give you guys an update and let you know if we're getting recording. You know, on the recording times, the only thing that I didn't see addressed with this is the goofy 30-minute limit. I'm sorry, the timer that they put in there. So that is yet to see being taken care of by Canon, but at least apparently they fixed the heating issue, and of course the wobbliness in the background. But again, I'll give you guys an update next week. Now, Olympus, which as you may recall is now owned by OM Digital Solutions and has a new camera on the way in September. Now, according to rumors, the camera will be called the OM System OM5 and will be an update to the Olympus OM5 Mark III. I have to always slow down to get that out right. Now, the new camera will feature the same 20.4 megapixel static sensor that is in the flagship OM System OM1. Now, additionally, the camera is likely to have 15 frames per second shooting, AI subject tracking, and a single card slot. Now, the announcement will reportedly come sometime in September with shipments planned in beginning of October. Now, this is the third camera released by OM Digital Solutions since they took over the company, or the Olympus brand rather. However, OM5 will be the first camera to say the actual OM systems on the front rather than Olympus. So while the spirit of Olympus lives on, the iconic brand name won't appear on new cameras. Now, we'll keep you posted on new updates about the OM5 as things surface. Now, the last few years have been tough on the camera industry and tough on photographers as we wait for our new cameras to arrive. Now, in some cases, people had to wait months before getting their purchases simply because of supply chain issues or, hell, the chip shortages. Now, the Nikon Z9 is just one of many cameras that have experienced delays in shipments, but recent update shows that the Z9 is shipping to more and more customers. Now, just a few days ago, retailers like Adorama and B&H updated shipping estimates to reflect a shorter window, about 2 to 3 months. So depending upon the retailer from which the camera was purchased. So for example, if you ordered your Z9 and let's say Adorama in late May, you should have your Z9 any day now, which is a bonus. Now, unfortunately, if you were to buy a Z9 today, you're going to find that back order icon is going to be lighting up for you on a majority of the website. So clearly there's still difficulty in building enough of these things these cameras to meet demand. But hey, at least existing orders are being fulfilled. Now, there's going to be a link in the description below if you want to check out a Z9 for more, get more details on one rather. All right, friend, let's end today's video with a quick summary of our current giveaway. We have 3 great prizes, starting off with the Peak Design 35-liter travel duffel bag. We have the Peak Design camera strap, and we have the $100 Amazon gift card. As always, entering the giveaway is really simple. Step 1, like this video and subscribe to our channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So get watching some more of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site during one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win, but as I keep saying over and over again, swinging by, say hello, friend. We would love to see you. And friend, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk and how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck. And one other thing, if you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for a free account. It's, as I mentioned, it's free to do so, and it gives you access to literally thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a moment, sign up for an account, and get access to material that will help you take your best shot. And friends, that is it. It's that time of the video where I'm going to ask you to do all that YouTube stuff that is oh so valuable to the channel. So if you found some value with this video, hell, hit that like button. If you're currently not subscribed to the channel, what are you waiting for? And last but not least, therefore you don't miss a single video like the one that you just watched there, for example, hit that bell so therefore YouTube does that whole notification thing and sends out a notice over to you. And friends, that's all I have here for you today. So I'm going to be shutting up these cameras. You get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.